joining us here on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Cheney. It is Tuesday, November 4th, election night here in Utah. Tonight we have live looks from 2 counties as voters across the state are selecting new mayors and city council members. However, before we get to all of that, time to check in on our forecast with meteorologist Sean Kelly here. Sean, the sun is down. We're used to that now, but there's a moon. Yeah, full moon tonight. Is that right?
Full moon,
all
and
right.
It's the super moon tonight. Beaver super moon tonight. Beaver is the moon, the full moon that we see every month of November. But this one coinciding with perigee, and that's when the moon is the closest to the Earth in its orbit. And yeah, this combined is a Beaver supermoon. So it'll certainly be more noticeable this evening and be kind of filtered through the clouds. But again, this supermoon will last until tomorrow morning. So get out and check it out. Rising in the west, setting in the, or rising in the east, setting in the west. So west is where you want to look tomorrow morning. 55 degrees. It's cooling off after the very warm temperatures that we dealt with here. The good thing about the overnight, a little bit more clouds settling in, and still some light winds will keep us pretty warm here as we head into the overnight down into the 50s. We've got a little bit of rain in the forecast, especially Thursday morning. It'll be for the morning commute, more so as we get into the very, very early morning hours before sunrise. So we're going to be dealing with that, and then that 20% chance of rain as we make our way into Friday morning. So with that, we also have got a big drop in the temperatures. We'll let you know how long this nearly 15 degree or so temperature drop will last coming up. My first alert weather forecast.
Your local politics, that's who impacts you the most, that's who affects your daily life the most, and then that's where you have the most impact.
Well, there's less than 1 hour to get your ballots in and make your voice heard in our local elections. And for the next several minutes, you will see a QR code on your screen. So click this to find your county clerk's office and the latest results from where you live. We're going to check in Tooele first, where Liv Kelleher joins us live tonight. Liv, what can you tell us about the candidates in the respective races there in Tooele County?
Well, Brian, I spoke with both candidates ahead of today's election, and they emphasized their commitment to responsible growth in a city that's seen a near 17% population increase since the 2020 census. I asked them what their plans were to encourage Tooele's job market alongside the growth in population. Take a listen to what they had to say.
Part of what is restricting the job situation in Tooele is we have a couple of issues that are causing us some problems. One of them is our transportation situation. We have fallen way behind in keeping up with the growth as far as our transportation infrastructure. And the second one would be our water. And in order to fix our responsible growth, we have to fix those two things first.
My focus on the City Council has been business development, and there are a lot of reasons for that. Mainly, we have one road in and one road out of Tooele, and it's a state road, so we don't have a lot of control over that. If we can keep people working here, they're not traveling to Salt Lake. If we can keep people shopping here, our sales tax dollars and our property tax dollars stay here. It's really important for me as good tax policy for our residents to keep property taxes low on our residents, to just get more business, more business, more business. And we can eat, we can shop, we can play, we can work here.
Both Manzione and Pratt, as lifelong residents here in Tooele, say they've seen the city through multiple stages of growth and see it as both an opportunity and a challenge.
So Liv, what are voters that you've been able to speak to telling you about how they're feeling with this race?
Well, Brian, when I speak with voters, growth is definitely top of mind. They're concerned about traffic, especially during rush hour, as a large portion of the workforce here leaves the city each day to go to work. They're also concerned about infrastructure, roads, water, EMS, keeping up with the population growth here. Many say that they know that growth is inevitable in many ways, but they want leaders who are committed to responsible growth and maintaining the way of life here in Tooele.
Well, Tooele proper and the city and the county really seeing that boom. So residents there have been concerned about that stalled Mid-Valley Highway project. What do the candidates plan to do if elected?
Well, the Mid-Valley Highway project both say is essential in order to address these traffic concerns. Brad Pratt told me that he described the traffic situation on SR 36 as an emergency and that it's going to take collaboration between local, state, and county officials to make this happen. Manzione said that a big roadblock here in that Mid-Valley Highway project is funding, and that she will focus on pushing funding up in order to create a new route in and out of Tooele.
So Brad also told you last week Tooele needs more jobs, therefore less commuting to Salt Lake City and the Wasatch Front. How does he plan to bring those opportunities in?
Yeah, he really ties that back to transportation, saying that our infrastructure here in Tooele is limiting job growth, and that focusing on improving infrastructure and water to keep up with population growth will help to address this job market concern.
So finally, Marissa Manzione is concerned about the property taxes there, something I think a lot of people can feel regardless if they're in Tooele or not. But how does she plan to keep them low, or what are her intentions there?
Yeah, Manzione emphasized her focus on business development during her time in City Council. She said if more people can stay and work here in Tooele, they can spend their dollars shopping and eating here. And if sales tax dollars can come up, property tax dollars can stay low. She said, again, transportation limits this, and that's something that she would focus on if she were to win tonight's election.
All right, Liv Kelleher joining us live from Tooele tonight. About 55 minutes until those ballot boxes and poll locations close. Liv, we'll see you tonight on 2 News at 10. Thank you very much. With less than 1 hour left to cast a ballot before the polls close, we now head to the mayoral race in Provo with incumbent and current Mayor Michelle Kaufusi running against former lawmaker Marcia Judkins. The race is heating up there. And a reminder, you'll see that QR code on our screen. You can click that, scan it with your phone right now to check out the clerk's office in your area and check out the latest results from where you live. Again, you'll see more of that dump coming up after the 8 o'clock hour. Natalie Wattis live for us tonight in Provo. Natalie, you've spoken with both of the candidates there. You've been out there all afternoon. What are voters telling you about the situation in Provo?
Yeah, good evening, Brian. Well, we've been seeing people going up and down, back and forth to the ballot box all afternoon and evening. And actually, if you take a look behind me here, you can see there's a lot of workers. We're on the basement floor of the Utah County Administrative Building. These are all people with the clerk's office processing those ballots. As you mentioned, the polls close soon. They're hard at work back there. But, you know, people I spoke with, one woman told me she's very excited about this election. She tells me that she knows a lot of people personally that have voted in this, and she hopes that people across the city are doing that too. And just based on the turnout that we've seen of people going to the ballot box and all the ballots that they're processing back there, she may be right about that.
So, Natalie, what did incumbent Michelle Kaufusi tell you her goals were if she were to be reelected tonight?
Well, I got the chance to speak with her ahead of these elections. She told me that she, if reelected, will really be focusing on housing affordability and owner occupancy. She tells me that she wants people here in Provo to be able to live the American dream and buy an affordable house.
So what does former state representative Marcia Judkins plan to do with the seat here?
Well, Marcia Judkins tells me something similar. She also mentioned housing, but she also spoke a lot about cutting the red tape when it comes to getting business licenses, when it comes to getting building permits. She wants to streamline that process, and she also, spoke about housing affordability too.
Natalie Wattis live for us in Provo tonight. I was just checking to see if anything had come down during our conversation. Not much yet happening in terms of numbers coming in, but I know you'll keep us updated coming up here later on in the evening. Natalie, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
I thought you were my village. I thought Utah was my village.
Well, some emotional reaction from parents in Salt Lake County after the county council voted to close 4 daycare centers at the end of the year. The closures are expected to impact more than 270 families in Salt Lake County. One man expressing frustration due to his family's long history of serving Salt Lake County.
I want everybody in the county to have availability for these resources. We should not be made to feel like programs that have been in place for decades, that we were taking advantage of anyone. I don't understand. I don't know how else to convey that you can continue to take advantage of me and I go to work. This is the first time that I have to step outside of my comfort zone, use my full legal name to talk to you to convey that I'm not trying to take advantage of the residents of Salt Lake County. I appreciate them. If I could go door to door and shake everybody's hand, the things that you've done for my family, we try to give to other people in different ways, whether it be by my grandfather being a police officer, whether it be by my other family working for the county. So we're not crying over spilled milk. We just want you to do what's right.
County leaders say the decision to close the daycare came from cost alone, a cost that the county says they can no longer afford. The final vote to close the daycare was 5-4. As of now, the daycares are set to close on December 31st. Still ahead here on Arc Salt Lake, an annoyance we all deal with, rock chips on your windshield. But who pays? Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, we investigate when someone else is responsible for the damage. Well, if you've driven a car, you've probably experienced this, and it's annoyance for anyone who drives a vehicle and could experience it sooner or later. Out of nowhere, a rock or a pebble slams into your windshield, leaving a chip, or in some cases a giant crack, or that chip turns into a giant crack. Now, in many cases, those rocks are considered road debris, and it's usually not anyone's fault if a tire kicks it up into your windshield, but there are cases where someone else could pay or should pay. The trick is proving it. Lincoln Graves has the story.
That's where the rock hit.
This is Craig Graves of Salt Lake City.
The cracks weren't quite that large.
When he got his third rock chip in recent memory, he decided to see if I would investigate.
So you thought you'd call your nephew up?
Yeah, I thought I'd call him up and say, hey, what do you think about this?
Full disclosure, Craig is my uncle, but his issue has annoyed countless Utahns. So I looked into who's responsible when it happens.
Everybody, I feel like, with this specific topic either knows somebody or has personal experience in having some rock bounce off their windshield, and who's to blame?
It's a complicated question, so we turn to Nathan Eaton, an attorney at Ascent Law in West Jordan, for some help. If the tire of a vehicle in front of you kicks up a rock already in the road, it's hard to pin the blame on anyone.
Usually that's not enough for a driver to impute or to claim negligence as to anybody else.
But Craig says this was different.
So was this rock thrown up by a tire, or did it come off the truck?
It came off the truck.
He says the truck was in front of him, getting off the 6th North exit in Salt Lake City. He says it hit a bump and rocks flew off the truck itself.
One of them was a large one and made a nice chip in the window.
If it's bouncing out of the back of a truck, it very well could be the truck driver in front, their fault.
But as Craig found out, the hard part is proving it. He says he followed the truck that June day. He took pictures and saw it pull into Staker Parson near the gravel pits in North Salt Lake. He filled out a claim online. Weeks later, an agent for Staker Parson's insurance agency, Liberty Mutual, didn't offer much hope.
He says, do you got a dash cam? And I says, no. He says, well, if you really don't have a dash cam and you can't see it on film, chances are we're not going to cover anything.
We reached out to both Staker Parson and Liberty Mutual to ask about Craig's claim. Only Staker Parson responded, saying, although insurance companies do not require dash cam footage of an incident, insurance companies do seek proof that the windshield damage was not pre-existing and was caused by the actions of our vehicle. In this instance, the insurance company determined that there was inadequate proof that the alleged damage was caused by the actions of our vehicle. Hard words for Craig to swallow.
I'd like to know really how much does this happen throughout the state? How many windows get cracked? How many windows get chipped? And how many people have to pay it out of their own pocket or their own insurance when these multi-million-dollar trucking companies don't have to pay anything?
Attorney Nathan Eaton says having no video evidence isn't always a deal breaker, but proving things otherwise is very difficult.
It's probably not the last time that it's going to happen. So you can take steps now to protect yourself for future events.
Thinking about getting a dash cam at all?
Well, to be honest, I got one, but it's not in that vehicle, and I don't have a dash cam on every car that I have.
Lincoln Graves, KUTV 2 News.
Well, attorney Nathan Eaton says drivers can always pursue legal action if their claim is denied. That is often done through small claims court. Time for meteorologist Sean Kelly to slide on in here and talk about the old Beaver supermoon.
Yeah, that's right. It's tonight. It's already underway. We did already see the moon rise out there. So it's going to always appear larger across the horizon. But generally, during the whole night, it's 30% brighter and 14% larger than a normal moon. So it's pretty significant.
So you may go outside, you got to take the dog out. They wake you up like mine does. It's maybe 1 or 2 a.m. It might be pretty bright outside.
They might be howling at the moon as well, right?
There you go. That's exactly what Marley does.
The moon rises in the east, sets in the west. It's a little bit cloudier out there right now, but you should be able to see it a bit here. And again, it's already ongoing now through Wednesday morning. It will set at 5:59 in the morning. So again, you've got all night to check it out. We're into the 50s right now. You see the moon there right now. We've got a mix of clouds out there, but generally mainly clear skies. And because of the warm weather today and the air being kind of mixed out quite a bit with those winds, the air quality has been in check and it's been green and good. That will continue here in the days ahead. The wind's not an issue right now. They were a little bit breezy earlier, but look what happens tomorrow morning. it is going to be a windy day. 30 to 40, even at times 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts expected for much of the state. And then our cold front will move in Thursday morning, and the winds will settle in a lot lighter here out of the north and west behind that front. Some high-level filtered clouds out there, some cirrus clouds working its way in, but generally mainly clear as we head through the overnight. We've got this system that's kind of moving in to the north. We've got windy weather here, mostly cloudy skies up towards the north for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we start to see a few showers. Southern Idaho, northern Utah, north of Salt Lake City. The best chance for rain, though, across the valleys will be early Thursday morning. That's when we could see some showers, including here in Salt Lake City. Should be tapering off, though, by at least the second half of the morning commute on Thursday. Some mountain snow as well, still pretty high snow levels. And then clearing out for much of the state as we get into Thursday afternoon, with another little weak system moving in on Friday morning, though. This looks like it'll be even further towards the north and lacking much moisture here. So both systems, all in all, are on the weak side, not too significant, but could see maybe a tenth to less than a quarter of an inch of rain on average. So we'll be watching out for that, and the little bit of snow that we could see as well for some of those high elevations. So again, some fresh powder up there. High elevation snow, though, again, mainly above 7,500 feet. So those lows overnight, we're down to the 40s and 30s. Cool, but not too cold. And look at this warm up. We're into the 70s tomorrow. Absolutely wonderful weather. Look at St. George. This is the best time of the year. 70s each and every day. Sunshine all the way through the weekend. Across the Wasatch Front, we're going to go from 73 tomorrow. Windy weather, mostly cloudy skies, to some showers Thursday morning. Look at the difference in the temperatures there, Brian. 50s, and that 50-degree weather will continue to the weekend. But the weekend, despite the cold weather, still looking good for a round of golf.
I'm also looking at next Wednesday.
Next
Wednesday. That looks good.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Why don't you turn it up a little bit?
In that long range, we'll have to see what happens, because some of the models are showing some snow.
All right.
In the middle of November.
Thank you, Sean. When we return, Santa may not be the only one donning green and gold this holiday season. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, we'll show you how you can own a piece of Christmas movie history. A piece of holiday movie history could soon be yours for the right price.
Great movie. The green tunic paired with yellow tights and curled toe shoes worn by Will Ferrell during the movie Elf heads to the auction block.
The highest bidder will also get the green pointed hat and gloves. Bidding for the Buddy outfit ends on December 5th.
Elf was released in 2003, and many entertainment critics have deemed it a classic Christmas movie, such as myself.
You ever dressed up as Buddy?
No, I haven't.
You could pull it off.
Every Christmas I'm watching that movie.
See you tomorrow, buddy.